ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। 21. मनो न्यायः समोन्नेषु तेना दोषविवक्षया पर्यग्रहीदष्टसङ्ख्यामन्यान्तर्भाव ऊह्यताम्। Indriyas and Vishaya, sense objects, as the bondage is discussed in terms of graha and atigraha. So Indriyas are considered as graha and sense object Vishayas are as atigraha. So this is being done, and in this context the number was asked because some opine that mind is the only that transmigrates and not the Indriyas. So others say both. So for that sake the number was asked. He has said 8. 8 actually means for 11 as such, 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas and Manaha. So that these are the numbers of the Grahas and Atigrahas. Now in this context again further question is raised, Katamete. So what are they? Which are they? So that is the question. Just to know the nature of graha and atigraha. 22. Yassendriyasya yorthosmin janmanyannatra anyatra tattatha utanyatheti sandehat sankheyam pruchyate punaha. अस्मिन् जन्मनि यस्य इन्द्रियस्य यः अर्थः अन्यत्र तत्तथा उत अन्यथा इति संदेहात् पुनः संख्येयं पृच्छति. Why this question katamete is asked is explained now. Asmin janmani yasya indriyasya yaha artha. In this life, in this birth, whatever is the artha, vishaya of whichever the indriyas. So just as rupa for chakshu, the form for the eye, sound for the ear, like that. So yasya asmin janmani, in this bhava janma, whatever is the vishaya of whichever sense organs or organ of action, anyatra tattatha. Is it so? In the other birth, that's similarly it is so. Or uta alternative, uta anyatha. Or is it otherwise? Means the sense objects and the arthas, vishayas go on changing. Is it that way? Means whether Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Anda, which are the Vishayas in this birth, do they continue to be in the next birth, subsequent birth? Not the same one, but in terms of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, or they are different. So, iti sandeha. So, because there is a doubt. Why there is a doubt? You can't directly verify. Can you verify? So, you have no access. So, therefore, there is a doubt. Iti sandehat. So, punaha sankheyam pruchyate. Again, earlier what katigraha, etc. was asked. Again he says, so, punaha sankheyam. Sankheyam means the thing to be counted. See, don't take it as sankhya-iyam. Sankhya-iyam also becomes sankheyam by sandhi. Sankheyam, that which is to be counted, which is fit to be counted. The things to be counted means grahas, atigrahas. Pritchate. So that is being asked in that katamete, etc. So the tatparya of the answer now is being given. So that answer starts with prano vai graha, etc. Prana there stands for not vital airs, but the grahana, the sense of smell. Sense of smell also, grahana also is called as prana. So therefore, so prana vai graha, etc. The tatparya of that is being given in terms of reply now. दृष्टानुसारी दृष्टं तु कल्पनीयमिति दृशात् न्यायात् प्राह यथा दृष्टमिन्द्रियार्थं व्यवस्थितिम् दृष्टानुसारी अदृष्टम. That sandhi breaking. Okay, now take the another sandhi is kalpaniyam iti idrushat. Sandhi breaking. So now take the anvaya. Adrishtam drishtanusari tu kalpaniyam iti idrushat nyayat indriyartha vyavasthitim यथादृष्टम तथा यथादृष्टम प्राह इंद्रियार्थ व्यवस्थितिम. यथादृष्टम तथा प्राह. अदृष्टम दृष्टानुसारी तु कल्पनीयम. Adrishtam. Adrishtam is that which is not seen, means not known. Unknown thing, how should you take it to be? Drishtanusari. In accordance with you know, in accordance with you perceive. Here whatever that is not available for direct perception should be taken along the lines of what you have perceived. Because see, whether the same indriya vishayas continue in the next future births, we don't know. But in this birth we know. So those also are the indriyas. They must have similar the vishayas. So that way you have to, that is kalpaniyam, you have to imagine. So anything unknown has to be proceeded on the guidelines of the known thing. That is how. Atma we don't know. So we have to proceed on the guidelines of what? Of what? Anatma, that is known. Based on that we have to probe and find what is the Atma. So that is how. So the Drishtam, Kalpanayam, Idrishat Nyaya. Idrishat Nyaya. Nyaya means rule. Based on such a rule. So Indriyartha Vyavasthitim Yatha Drishtam Tatha Praha. So Indriyartha Vyavasthitim means the fixing of the Indriyarthas Vishayas. So, are they the same or not? That fixing means they are the same. It's praha, the Shruti praha. How? Means Yajnavalkya told how? Based on drishtam, yatha drishtam, as seen in this life, namely corresponding vishayas of the indriyas. Whatever the vishayas of the indriyas are there in this birth, same are there in the future birth. So, based on the rule, this rule that unknown has to be taken on the guidelines of the known. So he gave the answer. Now the point comes, why at all this graha, atigraha, kalpana? So why? That is now justified. Bandhatvam vishadikartum grahatigraha kalpanam. मोचनीयो ग्रहग्रस्तस्तथैवाक्षार्थबन्धनात् ग्रहातिग्रहकल्पनं बन्धत्वं विशदीकर्तुम् एड श्रुतौ उच्यते. श्रुतौ उच्यते एड यथा ग्रहग्रस्तः मोचनीयः तथा एव अक्षार्थबन्धनात्. अक्षार्थबन्धनात्. grahati graha kalpanam bandhatvam shadikartum. So this kalpanam here is imagery. The imagery of graha and atigraha. What are grahas? Indriyas. Atigrahas, vishayas. This imagery of indriyas as grahas and the vishayas as atigrahas is for this purpose. Bandhat, this imagery is for what? Bandhatvam vishadikartum. To explain the bandhatva, their nature as that which casts the bondage. So bandhatvam vishadikartum, to explain shrutau uchyate. In the Shruti it is told. Okay. To explain or describe the nature of theirs as those which bind is explained. But why should you let them bind? No. We find in the graha has got a special, the flavor or some meaning is there. See, atha, just as the word we find, grahagrastaha mochaniyaha. You know who is grahagrastaha? A person possessed by evil spirits. Now you'll ask, Swamiji, are there evil spirits? So the illustration is, just as a person possessed by evil spirits has to be released from that spirit, so also this individual jiva has to be freed from this graha and atigraha of vishayas and indriyas. So because the context has come, are there evil spirits? Modern man will say what? It's all some imagination, etc. There is some sense in it, okay? It is not totally baseless. There is some sense in that. A person who has died, who doesn't have the future embodiment, at times because they have got some subtle powers are there, his body is not there, at the same time, Sukh Sharira is there, certain powers are there, the fellow may try to exercise on someone for one's own benefit. So it cannot be totally denied, yes. And there are certain methods also by which they free the person from the evil spirit. Of course, there are quacks also, they extract money on the basis of this, but the technique, the fact and the technique cannot be denied. So I am very glad, authentic, this is available. There is a book called Anyatha Sharanam Nasti on Satya Sai Baba. A lady who had the opportunity to be in Puttaparthi and in his presence with all family, etc. From childhood. She was, I think, hardly, you can see the photograph also. She was hardly 7 or 8 when she came across Satya Sai Baba. Now she must be 75. So her interaction in that, certain descriptions are there. Satya Sai Baba used to release certain people from these evil spirits. Vivid descriptions is there. Physically he was doing something. Afterwards he stopped physically doing, just by sankalpa he was driving them away. At one place he has specifically mentioned. What is that? The spirits that are driven away by the others, they will catch someone else, because still they are in the problem. But when I release a person from that, I see to it that that fellow also gets benefited. Who? The spirit that had possessed this person. A glaring example is given by him. Say a lady's son was possessed by this spirit. And she was a devotee, etc. So, and this boy was brought to him also, but he didn't do anything as such. So, but he went after, but he was not keeping proper well as such. So, she had come to Puttaparthi, she was staying there. The father of the boy sent telegram to wife that come here urgently, he is serious and you can't say anything about him as such. Whatever it may be, after all son, she wanted to see. But in those days, they used to have much proximity with Baba. They used to take permission before going. Should I go? He said no. Why you bother about it? Don't bother about him, you don't. So because he has said, you see, after 2 days she got telegram that he died, expired. She was so this, because at least I could have seen my son when he was dying, etc. She was crying and she was accusing who? Why did you not allow me to go, etc. Again he asked, will you wait for Swami? And afterwards said, look, had you gone there, you would not have survived. You know why? Because you had brought him here, etc. They take revenge on the person who tries to drive them away, and while dying, he would have taken your casualty also as such. Having been there, what you would have done? You can't save him, etc. Nor you can relieve him from this particular problem. So that your presence is of no use. Now I have set right everything. So that your son will have free, means that he will be freed in the next birth. At the same time, I have seen to it that your punya I have transferred to that evil spirit, and I have released that fellow also from this, so that he will not catch anybody else. So that there are certain things as well. But there is much cheating going on in this line. Also be careful. Don't run after this fellow. Much cheating also is going on as well. One more thing you might have seen. In certain cases, some things disappear from the house. You may keep in the safe almirah locked as such, they disappear. Unless they are thefts. Thefts also are possible. I am not talking of thefts. Unless they are thefts, this has got something to do with someone in the family who had died, but proper antya samskaras were not done. Because that person doesn't want to harass, but wants to draw the attention. So something has happened. For such thing, there are certain prayashchitas in places like Trambakeshwar, etc. There are priests who know about it, and they do certain rituals, and by that the benefit goes to whom? The deceased whose antya samskaras or something is gone wrong. So goes, and the problem stops. You can't take all these cock and bull stories. Though much cheating, etc., some many superstitions also are there. So anything happens, they run to whom? These fellows who say, etc. That is not the thing. But there are certain things, it cannot be totally ruled out. So that is how. So grahagrastaha mochaniyaha. So superstitions are such that suppose a fellow is suffering from disease and they try what? The evil spirit. That is superstition. It is not. The person is having a disease, you better treat the disease. That is not so. But there are specific things wherein such things are also possible. That is why they say, even those evil spirits have some scare. Name of the Lord, etc., if that is there, they don't have the courage to come anywhere near. You know Mahatma Gandhi's case? So he had one ayah, so who was taking care of a very knowledgeable and very pious lady. Once she told her, I am scared about this ghost. So she said, don't worry, you take the name of Rama, so they will never come near. See, whole lifelong up to the point of death, he was stuck to what? Name of Rama. So that is what it is. The potency of the name of the Lord is such that these fellows will never dare to come anywhere near. I think in English there is one story, what Dracula, what is that? Dracula or something? Huh? Dracula or something is there. So, he was asked by that old lady to keep a cross. So cross, it may be imagined, it may be fiction only, but there is some sense. Keep a cross means something about the holy, something must be there. The spirits also have no courage to come anywhere near. So that is how. So grahagrastaha mochaniyaha. A person possessed by evil spirit has to be released from that. Tatha eva, in the same manner, akshartha bandhana, from the bondage that is effected by indriyas and the vishayas has to be effected. So with this, that the grahati graha question is over. The second question is mrityoho mrityuhu asti nava. Is there mrityu to this mrityu? Is there vinasha, destruction to this mrityu? That is now explained from stanza 25 to stanza 29. But before explaining, first the difficulty in answering this question is highlighted. Why this question was asked? Because there is some difficulty. Remember what is going on? It is not teaching. It is Vijigishu Katha. So that means the questioner wants to prove that Yajnavalkya doesn't know main things, or he knows better than Yajnavalkya. From that standpoint, there is a difficulty in answering the question, and therefore, so the question is being asked, why this question? What is the difficulty? So let us see now. It will be told in the next stanza. Grastam, why that question is asked. Grastam hiranya garbhantam mrutyuna sakalam jagat. Grahati graha rupena mrutyustasyasti vanava. Hiranya garbhantam sakalam jagat. Grahati graha rupena mrutyuna grastam. Tasya mrutyuhu astiva nava. Tasya mrutyuhu astiva nava. Hiranya garbhantam sakalam jagat. Grahati graha rupena mrutyuna grastam. Now, evil spirits may be rarely one or two fellow may be caught by this. By this grahati graha, who are all caught? No one is spared. From why? Hiranya garbhantam, up to Hiranya garbha. Who is Hiranya garbha? Not ordinary guy. Who is the Prathama Jaha, the topmost in the entire creation. From any significant creature up to the number one in the creation. Like you know what they call? First citizen, they know. These are useless first citizens in the country. The first citizen is who? Hiranyagarbha only. So therefore, up to the first citizen of this entire cosmos. So Hiranyagarbhantam sakalam jagat, the entire creation is what? Grahati graha rupena mrutyuna grastam, is seized by the mrityu in the form of graha and atigraha. Now the question is, tasya mrityoho, means of that mrityu. What is that? Grahati graha rupa mrityoho. Tasya means grahati graha rupa mrityoho. Of that mrityu, bondage in the form of graha and atigraha, its mrityuhu astiva nava. Is there its mrityu or not? You can't simply say yes or no. If you say both, you are in soup. So, is there or not? Why this question asked? What is the difficulty in answering? Let us see now. Asti chedanavastha syat nirmokshonyatha bhavet. Ityasau durvacha prashno drishtantena Asti chet anavastha syat anyatha anirmokshaha bhavet. Anyatha anirmokshaha bhavet. Second line as it is. Iti asau durvachaha prashnaha drishtante napanudyate. There, the book drishtante, one word is there. Napanudyate, another word is there. It should be joined. It is not so. It is actually, it will join it. Drishtantena apanudyate. There is no locative drishtante there. Gadbad ho jayega bad mein. So, see how little writing mistake also can alter the meaning. So, drishtantena apanudyate means drishtantena, one word. Apanudyate, another word. See, now, the question is whether this mrityu has got its mrityu destruction. Why? Says asti chet. If you say yes, this mrityu, which mrityu? Grahati graha mrityu has got its mrityu. You know what happens? You are landing in regress. Anavastha doshaha syat. So, that is, yes. So, asti chet anavastha syat. Anavastha means what? Regress ad infinitum. Means this will continue without an end. So what happens? This grahati graha mrityu has got its mrityu. Means this being a mrityu has got its mrityu, destruction. That mrityu being a mrityu has got its mrityu. It has got its mrityu. There is no end to this. So if you say it is that. So asti chet anavastha means that mrityu which is the mrityu of grahati graha mrityu should have further mrityu. Then it will be anavastha dosha. If you say no, there is no mrityu, anyatha. If you say grahati graha mrityu has no mrityu, you know what happens? Anirmokshaha bhavi. There is no freedom from the grahati graha mrityu. You have to reconcile with the grahati graha mrityu. You can't get freed from that. So, therefore, this question is difficult to answer. Iti asau durvachaha prashnaha. This question is durvacha means difficult to answer. But it's the answer which Yajnavalkya gives with the help of an illustration. Drishtantena apanudyate. So, by drishtanta, what drishtanta? Shruti says, Agnirvai mrutyuhu saha apam annam. So that is the continuous step. That is drishtanta there. So, apanudyate means dispelled. This doubt is dispelled by drishtanta. What? Agnirvai mrutyuhu saha apam annam. Agni, fire is what? Mrityu. Why? Fire can swallow anything, is it not? But it also has got its mrityu. Apam annam. It is the food for what? Water means fire can extinguish the water. Now you may say, then water also will have its mrityu. Again what? Anavastha will start. No, we will see that how it will be. There is no anavastha, but it gets totally destroyed. Will be explained in due course. So now that drishtanta is explained. Vanhe sarvashino mrityor yatha mrityu jalam mahat. Bandha mrityostatha mrityuradnyanam bandha hrillaye. Yatha sarvashinaha vannehe. Yatha sarvashinaha vannehe mrityoho mahat jalam mrityuhu. Mahat jalam mrityuhu. Tatha bandha mrityoho adnyanam mrityuhu. Add bhavati and further add katham. Tatha bandha mrityoho adnyanam mrityuhu. Then add bhavati and katham. Hrillaye. Laye, no, not hrillaye. Laye bandha hrit. Sandhi breaking is bandha hrit. Laye, anvaya is laye bandha hrit. Say, drishtanta is this. Yes, just as yatha sarvashinaha vannehe. Just in the case of vanni, the fire. Do you know who is this fire? Sarvashinaha, sarvabhakshakaha. This fellow will devour everything. So, sarvabhakshaka vanni rupa mrityoho. So, of the mrityu in the form of fire which swallows everything, destroys everything, burns everything. Sarvashinaha vannehe mrityoho. So, what is that? What is its mrityu? Mahat jalam mrityuhu. See, he has not simply said jalam. He has put an adjective there. Mahat jalam. What is mahat jalam? Prabhutam jalam. Profuse water. Fire is there and you put 2 drops of water, fire will swallow the water. It will get evaporated. No. Prabhutam means what? That is sufficient water must be there to put off the fire. That is mahat means prabhutam. Profuse water means depending on the size of the fire. So prabhutam That is Mahat means Prabhutam, that is profuse. Jalam mrityuhu. So Jalam mrityu. So likewise, here this mrityu has got a mrityu. Then you will say, oh, should have also mrityu. Yes, it has got mrityu. Then it should have further mrityu. No, it ends there. How? We'll see after. Now mrityu is pointed out. Its mrityu is pointed out. And then what happens? So then with that what? Everything ends. Let us see. And means, as in the case of the water being the mrityu of fire, which itself is sarva bhakshakaha, in the same manner, tatha bandha mrityoho. So bandha mrityo means bandhakya sarva mrityoho. The mrityu called the bandha, which is mrityu for what? All. Sarvanam mrityoho. Not why sarvanam? Even Hiranyagarbha is not spared. Where is the question of others? So therefore, bandhakya sarva mrityoho means bandhakya sarvanam mrityoho. That is bandha mrityoho. Of that mrityu in the form of bondage. So vishayas and indriyas and vishayas. So ajnanam mrityuhu bhavati. You know what is mrityu nasha? Ajnanam. Ignorance. Ignorance. You know, English there is a phrase, ignorance is bliss. That is exactly. Even if you have a problem of indriya and vishayas, in sleep is there any problem? Why? Ajnana. You are neither aware of the indriyas nor of vishayas. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Acha, that is very good then. That is what you want. Even here also you will sleep only. Why here? We would not have come to the class itself. So why not? Say, so ajnanam. Katham. How do you say ajnana is the mrityu? He says, laye bandha hrit. Laye, it can be sushuptau or in pralaya. Laye, either in sushuptau or pralayecha. What is there in sushupti, sleep, or in pralaya? Only ajnana is there. Bondage is there? No sorrow. That's why no, at least you may say we don't know pralaya, but do you know sleep or not? Yes, no sorrow at all. Why? See, on account of the graha, atigraha, the indriya and vishayas, kartrutva, bhoktrutva, these are not there in the sleep or in the pralaya. Therefore what? No bondage, mrityu, no, nothing is there. So therefore say, so that is demonstrate. Laye bandha hrit. So even though ajnana alone is there in the sushupti or in pralaya, so bandha hrit means kartrutvadi sarva bandhasya nasha. So kartrutvadi, kartrutva, bhoktrutva, etc. all bandhas are destroyed. Bandha hrit words comes like this. Bandham harati iti bandha hrit. That which destroys the bandha is bandha hrit. So therefore, so ajnana, ignorance is the mrityu of this grahati graha mrityu. Now the question still remains. If ignorance is mrityu of this, what is the mrityu of ignorance? You are again landing in regress, anavastha dosha. No, one more, the mrityu of ajnana is given. Afterwards, there is no further thing, it ends there. Otherwise, we would have landed, but if everything is going to end there only. Ajnana mrityor vijnanam mrityustasyapi tattatha. Tatkataka rajonyayan nanavastha mihanayet. Ajnana mrityoho vijnanam mrityuhu tathapi tasyapi tat tatha. Tat tatha. Tat kataka rajo nyayat. Iha, if you want, you can take sandhi breaking. Nyayat na anavastham iha anayet. Nyayat kataka rajo nyayat na anavastham iha anayet. Now, Anvaya. Tat kataka rajo nyayat iha anavastham na anayet. Na anayet. Ajnana mrityoho vijnanam mrityuhu. So ajnana, ignorance, was pointed out as the mrityu of what? Grahati graha mrityu. Now, what is the mrityu of this? Mrityoho vijnanam mrityuhu. Vijnana. What is vijnana? Atma sakshatkara, Brahma sakshatkara. When to jna, the V prefix is joined, it means sakshatkara, direct cognition. So therefore, vijnana stands here for Brahma sakshatkara. So vijnanam mrityuhu. That means to the bondage, the ajnana, which is the bondage and which is the mrityu of grahati graha. So with that, for that Brahma sakshatkara vijnana is mrityu. Now the question is, it also should have mrityu? No, it ends here. How? Listen. It has got mrityu, but what mrityu? Let us see now. Tasyapi tat tatha. Tasyapi means whose? Brahma vijnanasya. Tasya means vijnanasya. For vijnana also, what is the mrityu now? Itself is mrityu. So, what is that? Tasyapi, see, tasyapi means vijnanasyapi. And what is vijnanasyapi? Brahma sakshatkarasyapi. Tat, tat means vijnanam. Tat stands for vijnanam. Tatha means mrityuhu itatha. See now. Grahati graha mrityu has got mrityu in what? Ajnana. Ajnana has mrityu in vijnana. And vijnana has mrityu in vijnana itself. This is a nice way. You are playing with words, we believe. तो पूछेगा ना, अगर if you tell what is the next birth, what is mrityu for vijnana, therefore what? Cleverly you have said what? Itself is vijnana, chutti karo. It is not chutti karo, it is the fact. It appears to us because we don't know what is vijnana. What is vijnana? Maybe had we vijnana, we would not come here at. Why should I come here if vijnana is there? Brahma sakshatkar. Knowledge is always presented in terms of vritti. Brahma sakshatkara is what? Brahmakara vritti, otherwise called akhandakara vritti, atmakara vritti. We have seen many times antakarana. This vritti is a peculiar vritti, not a limited vritti like any other vishayas with nama, rupa, etc. This is what? Antakarana, assuming the form as it were of what? Brahma itself. Just as the mirror assumes the form of the object that is in front, so also antakarana assumes, means it is exactly like what? Brahma is this. It is a vritti. What is its mrityu? That itself subsides. Doing a job. What job? Removes ajnana and then itself gets what? Eliminated. So explain this. Famous example is there in Vedanta. Those who have studied or read Atma Bodha may know. Jalam kataka reno. Like the kataka nut powder. You know, kataka nut powder is a particular type of nut. Its powder, if you sprinkle on the muddy water, you know what is done by alum? Like that, like a process is same as alum, but it's the powder of a particular nut. So if you sprinkle on that muddy water, then what happens? All the mud settles down along with the kataka nut powder, because otherwise it was the impurity. For the water, even this nut powder also is impurity. But a film, that is a layer of film is formed, and everything is what? Is at the base, the water is pure. So that is what is said. Tat kataka rajo nyaya. So that is. So that this vijnana, what does it do? It destroys ajnana and itself gets destroyed. To this effect, here is a drishtanta. Kataka rajo nyaya. By the rule of kataka raja. Raja means mud here. The muddy water, how it is purified by kataka nut powder and itself gets settled down. So there it is said. Atmabodha, 5th stanza. Ajnana kalusham jivam jnanabhyasa vinirmalam kritva jnanam swayam nashet katak jale jalam kataka redva. This jiva is as if muddied now, muddled by what? Ajnana kalusham jivam. And he should be purified now. Jnanabhyasad vinirmalam kritva. Jnanabhyasa, what is abhyasa? Repeatedly entertain, dwell with brahmakara vritti. So vinirmalam kritva, ajnana in respect karya, all settles down. So the jnanam swayam nashet. Jnana, what jnana? Not jnapti sarup atma. Jnapti sarup atma has no destruction. This vritti jnana swayam nashet, it gets settled down. Jalam kataka renuvat. So that's what katat kataka rajonayat. So iha means where? In the case of mrityoho, that was hinted earlier. So anavastham na anaye. Don't bring here anavastha dosha. It gets ended there where? At the level of Vijnana Sakshatkara, Brahma Sakshatkara, no more Mrityu at all. And what does it do? Praktananyapi janmani samyak jnanam apanhuti. Apaunhute swamityasmin arthe naisha chamatkritihi. Samyak jnanam praktanani api janmani apaunhute swam apaunhute iti asmin arthe esha chamatkritihi na. Esha chamatkritihi na. So this is what this samyak jnana vijnana does. There is no wonder about it. It is very nature of it. Samyak jnana means vijnanam brahma sakshatkara, atma sakshatkara. Praktanani api janmani apanhuti. Now what does it do? See, not only it destroys the ajnana, but also many other things. What are those? Praktanani api janmani. Literally means earlier lives, but it is not earlier births. It means the sanchita karma of all the past janmas by upalakshana, including agami. So that has to be noted properly. Praktanani api janmani. Api. Also. Why that also? Because already it is told. What is told? It destroys what? Ajnana. Besides ajnana, it also destroys what? Praktanani janmani. Earlier means earlier birth means all sanchita accumulated from the past birth. By upalakshana also agami. So prakrati apaunhuti. So therefore that it destroys. Therefore this vijnana is what? A vichitra shakti. It's very, very strange, wonderful power as such. Destroys ignorance destroys all the Sanchita karma including Agami. And if that is the case, if it can destroy all this, where is the great wonder that it can destroy itself? So it's not a big deal. So such a wonderful that power it is, there is no great deal about that. Swam apaunute iti asmin arthe means if it can destroy even the, see, you know why there is a great thing in the destruction of all the sanchita of past karma? You know how much it is? How much sanchita you have got? Only ananta koti janmanam karanam. You have to what? Subdue your tone only. Only cause for crores of lives, that's all. So is it ordinary? Such sanchita karma and also agami. If it can destroy, it's not ordinary shakti at all such a, and what is a great deal, and it can destroy itself also. So therefore, so swam apaunute iti asmin artheya means about this matter or about this topic that it can destroy itself. Esha chamatkriti na. Nothing ascharyakaraka, nothing what great, something wonderful, something which is surprising, nothing, no wonder at all. It is very nature. So with this, the second question is answered. The third question now, whether the jnani has got utkranti of prana or not. So, that is, has he got utkranti or nava? So that is what is now being this explained. First, why this question is asked? Let us see. Atha tattva vida prana utkramantyatava nahi. Syat punarjanirutkranta vanutkrantau mritih katham. See, for us these questions appear to be innocent questions, but there is a catch in each question. So either way the fellow can be caught. But Yajnavalkya knows what the truth is, therefore he is able to answer. First line as it is, Atha tattvavidaha pranaha utkramanti athava na hi. Tattvavidaha pranaha utkramanti athava na hi. Utkrantau punaha janihi syat. Utkrantau punaha janihi syat. Anutkrantau katham vritihi. Anutkrantau katham vritihi. So this question and its answer now, this is the question, answer continues from 31 to 34. So this is the third question here given in stanza 30, and why it is asked, then answer is from 31 to 34. Atha, now. Now means what? Why this atha has come? Question 2 is over. So Yajnavalkya passed the second examination. Now third interrogation is going on. So second he has cleared. Like no semesters, no. Second is over now. Third now. So he has to answer third. Atha after that. Tattvavidaha pranaha utkramanti athava nahi. The question is, the pranas with suksha sharira of what tattvavidjnani, do they travel? Utkramanti means rise up, means do they travel means, question is whether he has got transmigration or not. Whether he has got punarjanma or not. Traveling of suksha sharira means taking another birth as well. So has he got that transmigration? Does he take subsequent birth? Utkramanti athava nahi. Other or not. So either way problem is there. How? Uthantau, you say no. Suksharira, prana, suksharira, jnani, travel means what? Jnani has got punarjanma. If jnani has got punarjanma, why should he bother about that knowledge? Knowledge is to get freed from janma marana samsara. So that is that. If you say, okay, no, he doesn't travel. So therefore what happens? He has no punarjanma. But problem is that, do you know what is that? If the Sukh Sharira doesn't leave the body, what does it mean? If from a living being, Sukh Sharira doesn't leave the gross body, what does it mean? That fellow continues to live. Jnani will what? Continue to live. If that is the case, what will happen? This kalpa is from anadikala. All ajnanis don't ask at all. If all jnanis were to be there, still further rise in population. At least other fellows will work their bread. These jnanis will not do at all. They will survive on bhiksha only. So it is a problem for grahasthas to feed these fellows. It will have a still further problem now. So, what such a thing? Say, how is it? He said, so therefore, anutkrantau. If the Sukh Sharira don't travel, don't leave the body, katham mriti. How can he die? But we find, what we find? Jnani also dies. And Jnani dies means what? Sukh Sharira leaves or not? Yes. Leaves. Now how do you say so? So both way, but then Ubhayata Pasha Rajju. Both way you are tied up. So now answer starts from 31 to 34. Notkramanti na tishtanti kintu nirvata deepavat. न कारणं शिष्यतेऽत्र तस्य ज्ञानेन निन्नुतेः. First add viduषः प्राणाः न उत्क्रामन्ति न तिष्ठन्ति. न उत्क्रामन्ति न तिष्ठन्ति किन्तु निर्वात दीपवत अत्र कारणं न शिष्यते. कारणं न शिष्यते तस्य ज्ञानेन निन्नुतेः. तस्य ज्ञानेन निन्नुते. First he answers, what is that? Viduषः प्राणाः न उत्क्रामन्ति. Pranas of jnani don't travel. The Sukh Sharira of prani has no travel. Now the second thing comes what? Then he continues to live there. There is no death for him. We find death also. He says, not only they don't travel, he says, na tishthanti also. They don't remain in this body also. I think Yajnavalkya is a very clever guy, isn't it? He said they don't travel. Of course, you see, this is not some case going in the court, no, just to argue for the sake of it. This is based on the truth. This was based on the fact as such. This is the fact. They don't travel, at the same time, they don't remain in the body. Because if they remain, what will happen? Mrityu will not be there. They remain in the body. Then what happens then? Kintu, whereas, you know what is the condition of that? Nirvata deepavat. That is, see, natishtanti means what? Pranas don't remain in the body, Sukh Sharira doesn't remain in the body means the body doesn't continue forever. That's what is implied there. Pranas, Sukh Sharira don't remain in the body means body doesn't continue, Jnani's body doesn't continue forever. That's what is implied. Then what happens then? Kintu, whereas, Nirvata Deepavat. Those prana, this is those what? The pranas of jnanis are what? After knowledge, they don't travel, they are like a lamp which is blown off. Nirvata. Yeah, nirvata means, see, vati, vata means to blow off or extinguish. Nirvata means totally extinguished, totally blown off. What happens to a blown off deepa lamp? Not your electric lamp, oil lamp. It is blown off. What is required? It is not that. So it doesn't exist any further. So therefore, so nirvata, so nirva, second conjugation, parasmay pada, va, vati, vata, vana. You know, nirvana you have heard? That nirvana also from this only. From va, vati, vana, vata, vana. And because rakara and ikara, na becomes na, nirvana, means blown off, extinguished. So nirvata deepava. How is it so? Because there is a reason. Do you know why? Karanam atra karanam na shishyate. See, look, pranas or suksharira abide in this particular body, don't think accidentally. There is a cause for that. For any suksha sharira, the pranas means suksha sharira, to abide in a specific body, there is a cause. So long as the cause continues, they remain. Once cause is gone, they have no business to remain there. At the same time, there is no travel at all. So what is that cause? Do you know what is the cause? No, ignorance already destroyed. In spite of destruction of ignorance, so that is what karma phalas, prarabdha karma. So prarabdha karma is the cause for the continuance of the Sukh Sharira in the body, and it is programmed at the time of birth itself. It may appear unless some, what is that, suicide or homicide are there, so it is already programmed at the time of death. And how? Not in terms of your years. You know how this lifespan is determined? In terms of breaths. In terms of breaths it is determined. That's why these Ashtanga yogis can hoodwink Yamaraja also. Because of Kumbhaka, they spare certain breath, and that what happens? The longevity increases. On the contrary, this modern man always so, panting and pining. What is he doing? Exhausting and reducing the lifespan. Remember that. So that's what is the lifestyle also. That is what. Hectic life may appear all these things, but you are exhausting that is the breath cessation. So that, and how it is determined? It is determined by the prarabdha karma. They say, having been born, the mode of death also is predetermined. It is also predetermined. That is why Parikshita was not saved. Parikshita was not saved. Why? Because his death was destined to be because of the snake bite. Snake bite as that boy, that Rishi's boy happened to be a nimitta for that. But he made use of it, see. That he had that much of vairagya, just if it's 7 days, Bhagavata, entire world could get Bhagavata because of whom? If someone else was there, anyway, after 7 days I am going to die, let me make maja. And the stature of Parikshita was such that none other than Shuka himself came. You know this Shuka, who is the Shuka? Parama Baira. This guy, when born, he straight away what? Left the home. It was great Vyasa in spite of his Vairagya, because Mamata, oh son, he ran after that. You know that story? Shuka was going in some river or some ladies were taking bath. And Shuka was going, they continued to take the bath, impervious of this guy. Behind Vyasa was coming, they covered their body. Vyasa was surprised. How come? They told, still you have got Dehatadhatmya. Why? I am my son. Whereas Shuka has what? No Dehatadhatmya. For him, nothing. Everything is Brahma only. Only he didn't have a chappa there. That's what problem was. वो छप्पा नहीं था, वो छप्पा के लिए, वो stamp के लिए he has to go to father to Janaka, etc. He has to do all these things. Anyway, so like this, that Deyatadhatmya is not there. So that is how, now here, that is determined by what? Prarabdha karma. That is what they say. Even at the time of that mode of death also is written, whatever it may be. So that karana is not there. Why? That karana itself is destroyed here by jnana. So you see that. Atra karanam na shishyate tasya jnanena nirnute. Tasya means that utkranti sthityoho karanasya. The cause of utkranti, transmigration, and also cause of sthiti, abidance in the embodiment, both are what? Ninutehe, because they are destroyed by jnana. Jnanena ninutehe. See.